Hey YouTube, coming at you with what's going to be my second last or last Jungle Cup team, and this is Stunfisk, Furret, and Pangoro. Dropped a bunch of ELO trying to try new teams out that didn't work, and then I was like, okay, I'm seeing a ton of flyers on the lead. Like every single video that I've showcased of my own or even subscribers have been like flyer leads. So I'm like, okay, what's the best answer to flyer? I was looking at rock throw users, and then I'm like Stunfisk, it makes sense as the Thundershock discharge user. So then I'm like, okay, I need to cover, your ground weakness in the back in particular. Like there's some Diggersbys and there's some Marowak. I don't know if there's Marowak, but at least Diggersby out there. So I was like, okay, what's safe and what can I have in the back that can kind of deal with those? And then I was looking at Pangoro, and I'm like, okay, Pangoro is one of the only fighters in the meta, and having something to hit the normal type Pokemon when you have coverage for Flyer is already pretty good. And then I just needed something safe, and I was looking at the safe swaps, and Furret seems to be my go-to safe swap over the last few seasons. So I put that in. You are double weak to fighting in the back. Do you need to pull out the fighter? It depends. One of the bigger issues that I had was like toggkiss in the back, because resist the sucker punch and then hit super effective against Pangoro to resisting all those moves. So I think you kind of need to try and draw out toggkiss if you use this team, or just try to get a different safe swap. But on the lead is a bad lead here against piloswine, which is ice. So we're going to safe swap. They're going to throw the icicle spear. I'd be surprised if I shield up the first move, not knowing that they could just switch out into something. And there it is, altaria here. So drawing out one flyer is not bad with this either, especially one that can just kind of chip a ton. Put this into like the yellow, and then get Stunfisk back on the altaria, and then try and sweep with Pangoro is essentially what we're going to do here. So opponent farms up a ton here. They'll probably have close to a second move coming out of this, but so be it. We don't really care. Stunfisk is going to come in. They're going to get a move. I could take anything. Even a non-stat flamethrower is not going to do too much here. So farming up a little bit more. Going to throw. Debating whether I need to throw a move to chip this, but when you have a fighter and they are weak to fighting coming in with the piloswine here, I'm just going to instant swap. And what is in the back? Unfortunate for them, they are double weak to fighting. This is what I'm talking about. There are a lot of normal typings in this meta. There's some ice typings in this meta. Pangoro, as the only fighter in the meta, is going to have play. I feel like I should have just gone close combat. And in fact, this is my first time playing Pangoro. Not first time playing ever, but like first time playing in this meta, and first time playing a long time, because I usually just use Primate and Annihilate in the open. And getting the attack boost helps that case here. But you're going to see as I go along, I very rarely just went Night Slash anymore. Most of the time, I just went close combat. So you're going to see me build up to like almost 2 close combats each time, and then just go back to back close combat. But it worked out, boosting my attack, grabbing both shields. Yes, they're going to have a move, but I have 2 shields, and I'm already out of move, so I will very easily take us out. So despite a tough lead, able to get out of it. Does help when you save 2 shields for Pangoro, and they only have Pokemon weak to fighting left. So down goes piloswine. Stunfisk into Scizor. So this is overall a pretty good matchup. You do need to worry about the Trailblaze, but bullet punch is resisted. So what you do here, it can go either way. Do you shield up a potential Trailblaze? I say yes, because if you don't and it lands, it's just Night Slash range. Whereas if you do shield up a Trailblaze, they're going to have to throw another Trailblaze. And if they do, you should be able to outpace them to the next discharge. Oh, I need to talk about this. You may have noticed that I'm throwing discharge every single time. Why are you throwing discharge, Dan? What are the stats on these things? Well, I sure as hell didn't look before I played. Moves the same, energy the same, mud bomb 6 more damage. So all these discharge that I'm throwing, I was just under the assumption that it was the better move. Obviously, I was wrong. Start throwing mud bombs if you are using this Pokemon. I think it's like 60 versus 66 or 66 versus 72, something like that. Furret comes in where their Sucker Punch is resisted. I got Pangoro. Actually, I got into Pangoro when they came in the Furret. That's a one-shot. Altaria comes in. Altaria's one. Like, I'm going to go Night Slash first. If I'm only going to get to one more move, and I'm not going to get to a close combat here, but in a hypothetical, if I had a few more HP and I can only get to one move, you, even though close combat is resisted, you almost guaranteed to throw close combat against the Altaria. But with that Night Slash chip, and this is why I like Furret, right? Sucker Punch is a great move. Swift, stab, chips. It comes in 10. You have some bulk to take some charge moves. Really put some pressure on your opponent to throw multiple moves here. And I believe they do get to another move. Altaria is spamming at a pretty quick rate. But having to dump both Sky attacks on Furret just means that I will easily get to the discharge here and take it out. This one, yes, you have to throw discharge. It's a flyer. I think I also just got like, oh, flyer, let's just go straight discharge is probably the same. But no, you need to throw a mud bomb. Okay, Pangoro. I am the weak to fighting the back, so I'm going to play this out. We're both kind of just over farming here. They probably just want to go straight close combat. I just want to chip them a bunch, and here comes the next one. Pangoro is so glassy that it doesn't really matter which charge move I'm throwing here because it's going to take 2, but only 2. They're out of move. I think Stunfisk has done its job, so I will definitely just let this go. It is a close combat, not enough to take out, so they're going to have to throw. Could just be a Night Slash, but that's okay. I was hoping to come Pangoro and just karate chop down, right? They lowered their defense times 2. I was hoping to take it out. I didn't take it out. I know they overfarmed a ton. I have not been counting. Better safe than sorry. It is a close combat, so that is a nice safety there. They're going to come in with Drapeon, and I farm up to 2 close combats, and when you have 2 close combats, just go close combat. And if I remember, they let it go, and this team is very weak to Pangoro. Yeah, it's a Credilli in the back. And once again, back-to-back close combats. There's nothing they can do here. Dead man walking. There's the one close combat. Here's the third close combat overall. Close combat. The Drapeon out. 1 shield. 1 KO. Definitely has play in a meta that is absent of fighters. Okay. Yes, the water gun lantern is everywhere. So I'm going to safe swap into this, throwing it right away, hoping that I could burn the switch clock and get caught on. You know, that's unfortunate. And they get to the super effective aura sphere, which does 1 shot. Which, you know, okay. I'm going to come in here. I am going to just hope that Pangoro can 2 shield its way in the back. I did overfarm a bit that if the lantern comes in, I can chip it with a super effective mud bomb here. So that's the overfarm. This is a super effective move. I don't even know what I'm hoping for. Hoping to chip that I can just go karate chop Night Slash, or not, and that I can just like close combat my way through it. So they do let it go. I'll have to shield up any move here. Pangoro's up more on the glassy side, obviously. And it's a Corviknight in the back, so again, I'm going Night Slash. There's an argument that you should just go straight close combat. And yeah, that would have landed too. But I do get, again, the attack boost. So now that's going to put a lot of pressure on them. So that's going to grab a shield. Problem is I'm going to get outpaced, right? Because while it only takes 8 to these, it only takes like 9 to an air cutter. Air cutter is super effective. And they let the first Night Slash go. So I'm going to get significantly outpaced here. So I'm already looking at my switch clock. I see it's done. I would not be surprised if I do like an instant swap coming here to save this Pangoro. That's exactly what I'm going to do. My opponent kind of recognizes that may be the plan and gets to a surf on Lantern, takes me out. Now I need to come out with a move because they basically have a move, but I cannot take any moves from the Lantern. I wasn't counting, but you know, I always say you got to have an internal clock on you. But unfortunately, I am 1 karate chop short of close combat, so I will go down here. You know, if I was counting, and maybe I could have got 1 more karate chop against Lantern, maybe, but I already did like 7, so I was like, this is getting pretty close here. Mirror match Stunfisk. So first, let's see who's going to win CMP. And if I land, again, I'm double weak to fighting in the back, and toggkiss is going to cause me problems in the back. So even if it lands, which it does, like I'm going to win CMP, I don't really care. I kind of need to draw out those Pokemon that I just mentioned. And there it is, right? So imagine I played the Stunfisk lead out, and then I just leave this backline vulnerable to this toggkiss. Now, They will take me out here, but I did chip to potentially put them in Thundershock range, which is not bad. So Aura Sphere lands. May go for the aggressive Thundershock down. Yeah, maybe that's why I'm shielding once. I may be shielding once because I may be going for the aggressive Thundershock down to come out with energy. The Stunfisk comes in very behind. I'm already at like 2 mud bombs. So this will get this out of here very quick. I guess they just did not want me to Thundershock down their toggkiss. Now I know toggkiss still has a move or pretty close to a move here. But I did get the farm down. What are they going to come in with? Scizor. You know, there's an argument I should have stayed in Stunfisk longer because Stunfisk is resisting the bullet punches. But I think what I was thinking is toggkiss is going to kill this Pangoro, so there's really no point to keep Pangoro alive. And unfortunately, they bullet punched me down, which means now they're at like multiple moves. I have to let the first Trailblaze go. So unlike the other one, I said, if you let the first Trailblaze go, they can just go straight Night Slash. But they were already at so much energy that they could basically go 2 Trailblazes. So you basically need to let the first Trailblaze go, so that way you can shield up the next move. Because if you shield the first Trailblaze, they're just gonna get to a second one and take you out. CMP loss in the ending here. So kind of a tough one. So yeah, toggkiss seems to be the biggest issue for this team. Another water gun lantern probably on the lead here, which means it's another bad lead here. If it was a Thundershock, it would obviously be much better, but it is not. This time they try to catch again, but it was being caught on a Clodsire, so I actually did hold back there, and then when it came in, I just made the decision, and the decision was to just go double Trailblaze, because then basically you're ramped up enough on the sucker punches and the swifts that you can just take switch here. So will commit 1 shield here, knowing that I'm very likely to just very easily sucker punch swift my way through this matchup and flip switch. Not that Pangoro flip switch is like amazing, but water gun is super effective on Stunfisk. And they let it go, which is awesome. And out comes the lantern. So we take that. I don't think I'll double shield this. And going for the swift, and they catch on the talonflame. So not only allowing me to get the Stunfisk out of that lantern matchup, but showing me a flyer in the back. And I have a ton of energy and timing very well. That 14 versus 15 minimum energy on their end, have a move. They're at a move. I can live anything, even if it's a flame charge. Brave is resisted, so let the move go. 2 and throw. Really going to put some pressure on this talonflame if they want to get to another move. And they let it go. But by this point, I'm almost at another move here. And if they shield this, which I expect they would, they know it's Mud Bomb and they know it's super effective. You're now just in close combat range. So Pangoro coming in right away. Just over farming a bit. Not that it matters. I'm going to shield up any move right away here first. It is just a surf, but going for the close combat. Just chipping it a bit with Karate Chop. Not that it matters too much, because close combat will take out from this range. Stunfisk into Altaria. So this matchup is okay. Not amazing, just because Thundershock Discharge is neutral. Sky Attack is resisted, so they have to go Flamethrower, but they're pacing at a pretty quick rate as well. Not as quick as you, but they can obviously just take a bunch of these discharges. So here, and the Dragon Breaths are starting to add up here, as you can see. Thundershock, a very fast charging move, not a hard hitting move. So really relying on your charge move pressure. I tried to catch. You can see me hover around that furret twice and just not catch it properly. Gonna bank that energy. Maybe they have something in the back that's a bit weak to this. Do see the Scizor. Swift, obviously resisted, so not enough. But I bet you I live any move here. I live a Trailblaze or Night Slash, but I'm going to shield anyways. I think I'm shielding because I'm almost guaranteed shielding because I see that they are in Sucker Punch range. Unfortunately for me, what's in the back is a freaking second steal. So I'm going to instant swap Pangoro, baiting a close combat here. I assume that they're going to expect me to try and grab one shield here, so they're probably going to shield. Rock Tomb is resisted. You know, it is a shadow and I'm a Pangoro, so it's still probably almost take me out anyways. Yeah, almost take me out. The Altaria comes in, and I do get a Night Slash off, so this is not bad. And not enough to take out. My Furret's too low, so I do get to a Sucker Punch, which is not bad. They do just let it go. I'm going to try an instant swap. I have one move. And again, yes, I know Mud Bomb is now the better move, but I did not know that at the time. Which is unfortunate because I get to another one. And had this been the Mud Bomb, you know, probably takes it to within 1 HP instead of like 5 HP. And I probably won this matchup. So throwing matchups, because I do not know the correct move to throw, I definitely would have won that matchup if I threw the Mud Bomb there. Scizor, again, Bullet Punch is resisted, so this is not a bad matchup, and they go straight Credilli. Here's my Pangoro. Do I want to take a Grass Knot? Not really. So I'm going to shield, knowing that I'm just going to outpace to the next two moves, right? So you're going to see me just go to close combat. So that way, if they shield up one, I can just go back to back and grab that second shield too. If they let it go, I still have like a move coming out. They do let it go. Out comes the Altaria. So we're going to get off one Night Slash here. I'll be interested to see if I like try and bank this and swap. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to bank that energy. Come in Stunfisk. Furret and Pangoro with energy can combo the Scizor. So that's not an issue. And they eventually come in Scizor. You know, they're going to have a potential Trailblaze, but if I chip here to within 50%, which either move does. Oh, and they shield too, which is crazy because I am definitely loaded with a close combat here. I assume I'll just go down and come in close combat and just one shot immediately and then get into Furret in the back here. So here comes the close combat. This will one shot, and then I just instant swap Furret with a shield advantage. Yeah, with ease. With ease. So these like nuked Pokemon, at the start of the season, the thought was they would show up more because the switch timer was down to 45 seconds. And if you have a Pokemon that can throw like a Brave Bird or a close combat that lowers your defense substantially but is an absolute nuke, has more ability in a meta that you can jump around a lot in. So good lead. Guzzlord. So we're going to come in here. Oh, I remember this. I'm so pissed. I was very distracted. I wanted shield. I'm like, this is a Dragon Claw, shield the move, and just keep switch. But now I let the move go. So now I have a Stunfisk that has a resisted Thundershock Discharge or a Furret which has a resisted Sucker Punch. Oh, they still let it go? Okay. Still, like had I shielded, I still could have like overfarmed a bit. Charizard comes in, so I still have lead. What do they have in the back that I lost this matchup? I remember. I thought it was because I screwed that mid game. I still think I screwed the mid game up. But what's in the back? I'll respect the Blast Burn. Yeah, okay. It is a Credilli with a little bit of energy advantage. And the problem with this matchup is, as you're going to see here, the Rock Tomb does over 50%. I'm in the yellow. While, because my attack is lowered and non-stab Sucker Punch and non-stab Trailblaze, not putting enough pressure on the Credilli here. So now I have a decision to make. Do I let this go down? And if I let it go down, then they potentially, even if it's resisted, they can throw the Rock Tomb on my Stunfisk and then just lower its attack that I can't do anything. So I thought it'd be worth shielding, but now you're going to leave yourself vulnerable against a Charizard with Blast Burn, and that's not a good spot to be in. They do shield. Blast Burn, if it doesn't take out, it's going to put me within like 1 HP. If it does take out, this game's basically over. Okay, 1 HP, but I'm still 1 HP on each of them. Not enough to to jump around and work out of this matchup. So they are double weak to fighting in the back. I just couldn't do anything about it. And one sucker punch short. So, CMP loss, one move short, throwing the mud bomb instead of the discharge. That cost me that matchup. I probably should have won a lot more games. My own fault constantly here. But I did find another team, a different strategy. I feel like my strategy has kind of been off. Like, I'm known for balanced teams. I'm known for balanced teams. And I feel like a lot of my teams have been like somewhat balanced, but also some like quasi ABB style, double weak to something, double weak to fighting, double weak to ice, double weak that you sort of have to leave the lead. And that's not really my team building style. For those of you who have been around forever, know that. No, that's not how I normally play these types of matchups and games. But the one that you're gonna see, it's either if I do very, very well with it, which I'll showcase it in the morning so you guys have a chance to run with it. And if I just kind of plateau, I'll show it in the afternoon. But you can see 2400 elo here. I'm at 2500 elo with the other team. 4-2, 4-2. No, sorry, 4-1, 4-1, 3-2 so far with that team to get me up to 2500. So I will, if I continue to run with it on the Saturday, Sunday, I'm filming this on Friday. If I run with it on the Saturday, Sunday, I will showcase it Monday morning so that you guys have a chance to run with it. If I showcase it Sunday afternoon or Monday afternoon, it means like I got to 2500, then I probably like leveled out and I didn't win as much in the future games. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.